Good evening, everyone, and welcome to My Sister Keeper Candid Conversations. Thank you so much for joining me this evening. Today's Candid Conversation is a little bit different than others. Today, I wanted to take the moment just to have an honest uh, conversation with my viewers, talking about business. We're going to be talking about family life. We're going to be talking about self care, self love. And it's all going to be coming from me, the expert, right? Because I'm going to be talking about self experiences, things that I have gone through, whether it's in business, relationships, self love, self care. So come on in as you guys are joining. Please let me know where you are listening in from. And again, if I leave a message that really speaks out to you, just let me know in the comments section and let us have a candid conversation together. But before we get started on the candid conversation part of being honest with you guys, I want to definitely talk about the after events of Lyrics of Love. I wanted to let you know I want to thank all of my supporters and all the donors and everyone who watched Lyrics of Love. And again, all of the artists that performed there were amazing. We were able to raise $500 from Lyrics of Love. And this weekend, I will be putting together packages for our frontline workers so that I can start delivering them. I've already reached out to a couple of business owners so that I can purchase items for the packages. And we're going to be giving out packages within Maryland and within Texas. Now, if you know of a frontline worker within those two states between Maryland and Texas, please tag them in this comment section and they could be selected to receive a care package from us. So I definitely want to thank all of the supporters and everyone who helped make Lyrics of Love so successful. So I want to jump into self-care and self-love and the importance. This segment is really called Dear Strong Person. Have you ever been that strong person where every single person relies on you? Whether it's for business, whether it's for personal, you're always that person that someone will call to for help. But then you have to realize you have to be able to take care of yourself as well. And it's okay to say, I need help, even though I am a strong person. So perfect example is, there's a pandemic going on right now when everyone is either going through some anxiety moments, someone is probably just needing someone to talk to. And you might be that person that they call on. And there's so many people reaching out to you that you start to feel the pressure of the pandemic. You start to feel the pressure of what they're going through. And you start to feel like, oh my goodness, I'm supposed to be the strong person. Why do I feel sad? Why am I not able to give, better advice? But you have to realize you need to take that moment for yourself to take care of yourself. And you need to have that strong person that you depend on and that you lean on. You can't always be, the strong person for everyone. So making sure and taking care of your space. And when I say taking care of your space, I mean taking care of your surroundings, people who you allow to be so close to you, be connected to you. I had to learn that I can't save the whole world. You all know me by now, and I wear my heart on my sleeve. And I am, as they normally call me, Mother Teresa. And I want to be able to save the world. I want to be able to make sure everyone is okay. And if I'm not able to do that, I feel like something is wrong. So you have to be able to know when to draw the line and when to say, no, I can't, I definitely can't do that. So I want you to be able to be okay with saying no to someone if they're asking you to do something that is beyond your scope, or if you did it for them, would that take away from something that you wanted to go do? So be okay with saying no. And most importantly, it's okay to stop for a moment and take care of yourself. Because if you're not okay, then you're not going to be able to help anyone else be okay. Okay. So let's talk about jumping into business, because this is business. I started my Sister Keeper platform on February 14th, and to my surprise, it soared. Like, I was able to connect with some amazing women in business, and I built a platform that was shatterproof to me. I built the foundation. I built all the events that we were going to be doing together. I literally sat day and night for months prior to launch, making sure that everything was going to be okay when I launched my Sister Keeper. Like, I thought of everything that can go wrong, and I made sure I had a fix to the problem. But guess what I didn't plan for? A pandemic to happen, right? I planned all these outdoor events. I planned all these get-togethers. I mean, from the ladies who are part of my Sister Keeper, they know the emails they got from me. They were like, "Wow, you're getting ready to do all of this for us," and I'm like, "Yeah, we're gonna take our business and we're gonna soar with it." And then a pandemic happened, so it taught me to be able to shift with change. Change is going to happen. Change doesn't happen when you're ready for it to happen. It happens all the time. And you have to be able to shift yourself and shift the way you're thinking within a change that happens. So now that the pandemic has happened, I'm not able to have any kind of outdoor events for the ladies. I can't, go out there and market their business the way that I really wanted to for them. And now I have to bring everything virtually. And now I have to shift. And it's a mindset shift as well as a business shift. Like, I have to be strong minded to know what's next for my Sister Keeper. And I have to know how to be able to, help these ladies that I said that I was going to help in the way that I said that I was going to help them and be successful at it. So making sure you're able to shift with change. Change is going to happen whether you like it or not. Change is inevitable, right? So are you in a position where you're able to deal with change? I know the pandemic has happened, and that's definitely a change for everyone, to have to deal with being at home with, your family members longer than you should have, or, your business has stopped because most of you guys' businesses were either a restaurant, or you had to, go out somewhere and open a store. And now you're like, oh my goodness, I have to change. My business has to be virtual, or it has to be online. It's okay to be a virtual business. It's okay to be online. Are you able to start that business, start a website so that people can still see your products and services? Are you able to, send an email to someone and say, hey, can you support me? I can ship my item to you. You have to be able to have that mindset of being able to shift and change and balance yourself, where your business is not going to, going to fall or fail. You didn't start a business to fail. You started a business to be successful. And when things don't go the way that it's supposed to go, just remember why you started the business in the first place. Whether it was to get more income coming into your home, whether it was a retirement plan, or whatever your why was or is starting your business, that should carry you through. And if you are, in that moment of disbelief or doubt, like, oh my goodness, I don't think my business is going to work, then your why is not strong enough. Your why needs to be able to be so strong and so reachable that no matter what happens, you're able to shift with the change, and you will be able to be successful in your business. Think outside the box. Get people to talk to and run ideas past, and think about, how can I make sure that my business does not falter or does not fail, because I didn't start this business to fail. I didn't start this business to go under. So making sure that sometimes you may have to change. You may be selling one item and that didn't do very well, but you can add another product or another service to what you're doing, and making sure that you're able to, market, know your strengths. That's the most important thing about, when you're starting your business, is know what your strength is. If you know your strength is in sales, then go after that and make sure that you are selling, and making your speeches as best as possible. You know, I had a friend that, even yesterday, she told me, we both are a little bit alike, where we are what we called people pleasers. And people pleasers are the people who want, everyone, again, to be okay. You want to make sure that if I have $5 and you need $5 and it's my last $5, I'll give that to you. But you have to remember, you cannot over people please, right? So as my friend Placida taught me yesterday, and I saw her video today, which gave me, just definitely gave me life. Instead of being a people pleaser, you need to now turn around and say, people please. Okay? Because I cannot overstretch myself to the point of making me uncomfortable, or making me stretch my to the extra limit where I'm getting exhausted and I'm getting tired and my pockets are empty, and the effect is on me, but everyone else is okay. And who makes sure that you're okay, right? So you got to make sure that you're keeping your own self balanced and your own self okay before you step out there to try to help anyone else. Okay? Making sure, again, self care, self love is important. A lot of people who start businesses are looking for cheerleaders, they're looking for supporters, which, of course, you definitely need supporters, you need clients, you need to make your sales, but you need to be your biggest supporter, you need to be your biggest fan, and you need to be okay with if anyone tells you no. Because you have to sometimes practice saying no yourself, right? The perfect example was Lyrics of Love for me. My example for that would be, I send out hundreds and hundreds of emails to artists, to supporters, to anyone that I think of that I knew in the past. I would drop anything to help them. I would, Nadia, I need a flyer done immediately because my flyer person just canceled on me. Can you get me a flyer? Of course, no problem. Or, Nadia, it's, I'm short $20 on something. Can I borrow that from you? Sure, no problem. Then I realized these same people are not really people that I can depend on. So what do you do at the time when, you have people that are dependable and they depend on you, but can you depend on them? Can you rely on them? Like, I'm the type of person that I would sit and design a flyer for you at midnight because I know you need it in the morning. But if I called and I asked you, would you support an event or anything that I'm doing, and you don't, how does that make you feel, right? Like, do you question that person? Like, I know you weren't able to help me at this time, but maybe you'll help me the next time. I'm always the person whose glass is half full, right? And I'm always the type of person who, whenever I meet someone, I give you 100% of my trust. I trust you not to hurt me. I trust you with anything that I say to you. But the moment that you break that trust from me, it's very, very, very hard for me to gain that trust back from you. I had a really good friend that taught me, when someone shows you who they are the very first time, believe that's how they are. You always want to be making excuses like, oh, they didn't realize that, I really needed this to be done today, or, oh, they'll never do this to me again. But then you have to realize, if they do it 2 or 3 times to you, that's their pattern and that's what they continue to do. And I had to learn that people come into your life for reasons and for seasons. And you have to be able to differentiate between the two. And when you're meeting someone new for the first time, whether it's in business, personal life, relationship, wherever life may take you, you have to believe that person for who they are. And are you willing to accept that person their way they are without you wanting to change them, right? You're not going to be the person to change them. You didn't create them, right? You didn't create this person. God created this person. Now you have to decide, are you going to accept the person for who they are? And can you tolerate that person for who they are and stop wanting to change someone, right? Because that's who they are. Believe the person. Like if this person, my personality is I am a happy person. I always want to help somebody, and that's my personality. And that's what you're going to get 100% of the time with me. If you meet somebody who is always angry every day, something is always wrong every day, they're never ever happy, then are you that type of person that's going to be able to deal with them? Because you're not going to be able to change their personality. So you have to decide, am I going to be able to keep this person in my circle? Or are we just going to be considered associates where I'll say hi and bye to you, but I'm going to keep a little bit of a distance so that I can protect my space and that I can protect myself, because protecting your space is very, very, very important, right? So I know I've dropped a couple of good nuggets for you guys. So hopefully you guys are taking this in. Definitely protecting yourself, self love, self care, protecting your space, protecting your circle, making sure that you are okay with hearing the word no, but also saying the word no. Because I know it's difficult when you really want something to happen and then you hear that no and you feel so despondent. And it's okay to be despondent at that time, but don't let that, stop you from being successful. Remember, I told you guys about starting Lyrics of Love and all the no's that I got. Oh, no, Nadia, I'm busy right now. Oh, no, I really don't have time to do this. Let me know when you do something else. Oh, no, Nadia. Oh, sometimes they'll be like, yeah, of course, I'll do this. And then when I look for them on the day of, it's like, oh, that was today? I didn't realize that was today. So you have to be okay with the no's that you get. Toss them to the side. Don't let them settle on you or hold a grudge against you or make you want to stop. Because if I had stopped from all of the no's that I received for Lyrics of Love, I would not have had gotten $500. I would not have been able to help over 100 essential workers with that money raised. I would have just sat in a corner and be despondent. So let those no's propel you into showing everyone else, no matter you telling me no, I was still successful. And trust me, they're watching. They're watching to see if you were going to be successful or not based on the no that you give them. And let those no's propel you into, let me show you what I can do. Because you're going to get to your yes. Trust me, you're going to get to your yes. I got to 27 artists that told me yes. Some of them I couldn't even add on to the program because the program got really, really long. You realize we were on the show for 2.5 hours, right? So if I had stopped at my fifth no from an artist, Lyrics of Love would not have begun, right? I let those no's propel me into looking for my next yes. And I found 27 more from the 5 no's that I got, earlier on when I did start Lyrics of Love. So I just want you to realize that it's okay to take a no, especially when it's your business. And I want to talk to people who you're thinking about starting a business because you are home right now and you are trying to decide, should I start a business right now? Because I don't know if my 9 to 5 is going to come back in the capacity where they're able to pay me what I'm worth. And you are deciding, what should I start? But before you decide what you started, fear is setting in, like, what if I fail? And I need you to realize that in business, you're going to have success stories and you're going to have some failures. And you have to decide, are you strong enough to really take those no's and take those, not successful stories and turn them into a success story. So if you're sitting at home thinking, what business should I start today? Or can I start something today? Start it. If you know you have a talent, I don't care if it's knitting or if you're making the best dish ever, start your business. It's you. But when you're starting, make sure your why of why you're starting this business is so great that no matter what happens, you don't stop propelling your business and making sure that you are successful in your business. You're going to get scared. You're going to get to some times where you're like, oh my goodness, I don't even know what to do first. And if you're in the bucket of, I don't even know what to do first, should I design a logo, a website? I mean, what do you do when you start a business? There are so many business coaches that are out there. And if you are looking for a business coach, I can help you as well. I have launched so many businesses and successful businesses that I can help you get started. And this is pretty much why I started my Sister Keeper, because a lot of women in business start businesses and then they stop because they don't see the momentum right away. And the momentum is not going to come right away. Or you're going to start with this momentum and you're going to be getting customers and clients. And then after a while, things are going to plank. And then you have to decide, how do I now bring myself back and bring my momentum back? So get yourself a business coach. Get yourself a business buddy, someone who is going to be honest with you when starting your business. They're not going to just be your cheerleader, like, yeah, let's go, let's do this. You're doing a great job. You need somebody to be able to talk to you about giving you advice, and honest advice, advice that you can use, not advice that, oh, because I know you, I'm going to say, yeah, that's going to work. No, this may not work, but let's try something else. So get yourself a business buddy that you can bounce ideas off of. And also get yourself a business coach who can tell you how to legally get your business started and let you know exactly what you need from beginning to end, right? And then get yourself your supporters. Now, everyone wants to look at their, immediate friends and family for, your support. And sometimes that is not there. They're going to look at you like, oh, yeah, you're going to start this other business again. You remember the last business you started? That didn't work out so well now, did it? So why should I believe in what you're doing now? You're going to be surprised that strangers who don't even know you will support you quicker than the person that's in your home with you. And that's for real. Okay? So don't just look at your inner circle of friends and family to be your biggest supporter. Sometimes you need to step out the box. And especially if you're starting a business, you need to be able to, I want you to be able to speak about your business to the trash person that comes in front of your house, to someone that you see in an elevator, to someone that you just randomly see walking out the street, being safe, of course, right now. Okay. But you need to be able to be so passionate about your business that even if no one in your home is supporting you, that you can find somebody else who will support you and you will be successful in starting your business. Okay. So make sure, again, you get a business buddy and a business coach. But those people have to be able to be honest with you and tell you exactly what it is that you need, not what you want to hear, right? Because we want you to be successful. I mean, we want your business to thrive. Some businesses go 2 to 3 years and then they plank because you give up. You give up because 1 week passed and you didn't get one sale. Okay, but you know what? Maybe next week you could have gotten some more sales if you just thought outside the box and tried a little bit something a little bit different. Remember, I taught you guys about change and being able to shift with change. I remember a couple of shows that I had before talking about multiple streams of income. I know some of us are sitting at home like, oh, I have my 9-to-5 job. I don't need anything else, to get me by. And then you have to think of, I want you to think of, if your 9-to-5 was to go away tomorrow, what will happen to you and your family? Are you going to be okay? Do you have enough savings? Do you have enough, funds put aside for a rainy day? And if the answer is no, then you need to start your own separate business and get another stream of income. Multiple streams of income is very, very important, especially at these times, because you don't know what's going to happen day by day. Another thing that I wanted to touch on is, I wanted to ask a question. If tomorrow, all of our governors and our states saying, we're open, you guys can go out and, get back to normal, what does your normal look like after this, right? Are you going to go back to, rushing to work and not seeing your kids before they wake up because you have to go to work and they're still asleep? So you need to realize, what does your normal look like after this? And if you know that your normal needed to change prior to this pandemic happening, then you need to start making that change from now, so that whenever whatever normal looks like happens after this pandemic, that you're going to be able to be okay. All right. I want you guys to think about being safe when going out, especially now. I saw a friend of mine posted a statistic where the number of coronaviruses went up because everyone went out when, the sun was out. No one was in a mask, no one was in a glove, everybody was just happy go lucky, and then the numbers went up. We got to be safe, people. The coronavirus it just didn't disappear. Yes, the sun came out. Yes, we were able to relax a little bit in going out, but it's not gone away. So how would you feel knowing that you went out and you contracted the virus because you were not being safe, right? Being safe is very, very important. Even if you're able to, and the governors are telling you to go out, you still got to be able to be safe. Wear your mask, wear your gloves, social distancing. I had so many people on the show talk to us about the importance of, social distancing, the importance of wearing a mask. We had essential workers come on the show to tell us what's going on in their world, in the hospitals. Like, we have to be able to realize that this is for real. It's not like it's going to go away tomorrow. So we need to understand, when normal comes back, what does your normal look like? And then what adjustments do you and your family need to make for you to be considered normal? And I want you guys to start thinking about that from now, because you have to be able to, structure your family life to be able to be considered normal. And then again, what does normal look like for you? And if you don't know what that is right now, then that's something that you need to think about and that you need to discuss with your family members, because it's coming. We're going to be able to, go outside a little bit more, but what does that really, really look like? And I want you guys to be safe. I want to be able to know that each and every one of my viewers, or people who are my supporters, friends and family, are safe. I love you guys. I want to be able to know that you are taking the necessary precautions in being safe. Okay. So I know I talked about, all these different topics of self-care, self-love, business. I just want to jump into relationships. So this message is for single mothers, right? Single moms. I know you guys it's really tough right now because you're in the home with your kid, you're single parent, you're the breadwinner of the family, you're having to be a teacher at this point, and you're thinking about, okay, what does life look like for me right now? So you really need to take a moment for yourself to put things in perspective. It's important to understand, how do you cope with the situation that you are in? And if you can't understand how to do that, there's life coaches there. And I know some of us are like, Nadia, are you really sending me to a psychiatrist? It's not just a psychiatrist. There are, if you look on the My Sister Keeper directory, there are some life coaches on there that teaches you how to cope with different things that happen within your life and put structure back in your life. It's not all about because you're broken and you don't know what to do, then you need a life coach. It's sometimes you just need somebody to give you some advice on how to put things back into perspective because the pieces are just broken and you're by yourself and you have no idea how to put these things back together. And you have a support system. I'm providing that support system for you because there's a directory of amazing coaches that are on the directory who is willing and able to help you put some broken pieces back together and help you structure to know how to move forward. So use them. And even if you're like, oh, well, I don't really know this person, but I know of a life coach, reach out to them. That's why they're there. And make sure they're certified, but they are able to help you. And this is why you need someone in your corner, especially for our single parents, because sometimes you can't make all the decisions by yourself. You need someone to talk to. Okay. For my people who are in relationships, married couples, especially, I know right now you guys are, I'm hoping that at this time, you guys have come together and you are still singing Kumbaya together. But something tells me you're like, oh my goodness, I can't wait for this person to go home. I'm sorry, go to work or like give me a moment. But I want you guys to cherish this moment. Remember when both of you guys were not even in the house together with your kids? Your kids are probably happy now that both of you all are in the home together. And then when you guys are having to go back out, now they're going to be missing, you guys, your time. So making sure that you are spending the quality time with your kids and not giving them the, oh my goodness, you need my attention again. You need to be able to come together as a family and making sure that, you're giving each other that space, yes, but coming together and showing the kids that family life is great as well. Okay. I was reading a book the other day about married couples, and the author says in his book, um, married couples sometimes go by the what if rule or the 1 day rule. Like one day they're going to X, Y, and Z because you want them to change. Remember, I talked earlier about wanting to change someone, and change is not going to happen. Okay, they're not going to change. They may change for a day or two, maybe a week for the most, but then that habit is going to come back. So you need to decide that, am I able to really handle this change from this person or this situation that that they put us in? Because you got to be able to, deal with this person, right? So I want you guys to stop living by the 1 day they're going to make up this bed. 1 day they're going to do X, Y, and Z, right? Because sometimes you have to be okay if that 1 day doesn't happen and you're not with that person because, they're so perfect, right? We're all not perfect. And we have to realize that. And we have to realize that our partners are not perfect either. So just be able to accept and adapt to changes and accept and adapt to the people that we love because we met them and love them for a reason. And sometimes they may be doing things that may get on our nerves, but, we're married and we have to be able to, adapt and talk about it. Right? You're not just going to accept it. You're just going to be able to talk about it and reach a happy medium. And how can we, how do we be able to handle this situation without, you and I ending up in an argument? So let's prevent the arguments from happening, right? So making sure that you guys are great together. I only wanted to keep a 30-minute show today since it was just myself. I know you guys are like, Nadi, you're not going to talk to me for a whole hour, are you? No, I'm not by myself, right? But I wanted to make sure that I came on just to have, again, a candid conversation with you all, telling you guys about things that happen in my life that has taught me certain lessons. And I think it was important to share on this platform this evening to show you guys my vulnerable side and to show you guys that yes, I am considered the strong person, but sometimes it's okay to not be okay. Sometimes it's okay to, and I wouldn't say sometimes, it is okay to not be okay if you are the strong person, but just making sure that you are reaching out to the right person so that they can give you that support that you need. I don't want you to feel like, wait, I'm supposed to be the strong person, so I don't need no one else. Yes, you do. Sometimes things just get a little bit too hectic for you where you need to talk to someone about it. So it's okay to be the strong person that needs help. But I want to say, but, and it's okay to be a nice person or wanting to make sure that some people are okay, but not be an extensive people pleaser, right? Because you don't want to um, make yourself draw so thin that you're now stressing out, but everybody else is happy. And then that's not going to help you, right? You're going to break at some point. That string is going to break. So making sure that you understand your boundaries and what you are willing to accept someone doing to you and for you, because you have set boundaries, and boundaries are important whether it's in business relationships or partner relationships or friendships. Setting boundaries, knowing like, okay, you cannot cross this line, and if that person crosses the line, you make sure you're able to tell them, and it's okay to tell them, and it's okay to talk about it, and making sure that you are okay with accepting no's when you start your business or even in business. You're going to get those no's, but I want those no's to propel you in looking for your next yes so that you can be successful in business. And if you are the person that's sitting at home thinking about, I want to start a business, I'm so scared, like, I know the times are hard right now. I want you to step out on faith, step out on courage, but making sure you get that business buddy as well as a business coach, and you will be okay in stepping out and starting your business. Yes, failure may happen. Yes, some things that you planned may not always go the way that you got it planned. However, step out on faith and try. At least you can say you try. But before you start that business, I want you to make sure your why for starting your business is so big that no matter what happens, you're still going to push yourself to be successful so that you can reach your why, whether it's retirement, whether it is to make sure that your family is okay, whether it is to make sure that you're saving for your kids, whatever your why is, it has to be big enough for you not to stop when you start your business. And even in your business, you're like, nope, I can't stop. Okay, what do I need to do now? What's next? Because if I had given up on my sister keeper when I started it, because I had all these outdoor events planned, and man, I had the world planned for these ladies, right? And then this happened, and now it's like, do I stop my sister keeper? No. What's next for my sister keeper? That's a good question, because I'm getting ready to share next month what's next and what's new for my sister keeper. You always have to think outside the box. Never stop your business because something has happened to make you take 2 steps back, because those 2 steps back can propel you to 4 steps forward if you just sit and think about what's next and making sure you put your best foot forward for whatever is next. Okay? So I definitely want to thank you all for listening to me. Again, maybe rambling on, but hopefully dropping some really good nuggets for you guys to pick up this evening and start your business. Self care, self love, family care, family love, and being that strong person that's able to say, I'm not okay right now, and I need someone in my support corner that I can depend on and that I can count on and that I could lean on. You have to be able to have that support system. You're not just going to be the strong person for yourself, also, right? So you need that strong friend, and you got to figure out who that person is and making sure that you guys rely on each other. I don't want you guys to always feel alone. it's never good to feel alone, right? And you have a support system. So I want to thank you guys. I did go over about 10 minutes because I promised to end at 8:30. But I want you guys to make sure to love each other, love one another, and be that strong person that says, if I'm wanting to say no to you, it's okay to say no to someone, and it's okay to accept that no as well. And again, according to a good friend of mine, Placida, stop being a people pleaser and say, people, please. I'll have you guys join me on the next My Sister Keeper Candid Conversations. Next year, I will have guests who will be giving us some important information on our next show. But I wanted to definitely come on tonight just to have a conversation with you all so that you can, get some golden nuggets just from me. I'm not, I'm not a life coach. I'm just a person who has been in business long enough or been in relationships long enough to tell you my side of the story and what has worked for me and what has helped me get through the different obstacles that I faced. So I want you guys to enjoy the rest of your evening, and I'll see you next Wednesday, same time, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, for My Sister Keeper Candid Conversations. You guys have a great evening. Bye.